Hello everyone, this is your professor once again, Danny Araneta Cabulay for the course Tourism Entrepreneurship. So this is now week number 5 and we will talk about government procedures and statutory requirements. Bago tayo mag-start ng isang negosyo sa Pilipinas, importante na meron tayong government permit. Kasi kung wala tayong government permit, yung ating negosyo ay magiging illegal or will be part of the underground economy. So we are operating without a permit, therefore our business is illegal. At mayroong kaparusahan sa pag-ooperate ng illegal. Okay? So let's always abide by the law. So we will talk about things that apply to a startup, business as a going concern, and we'll talk about liquidation of the business. Let's say kung ayaw mo nang ipagpatuloy ang negosyo mo, gusto mo na siyang ibenta o ihinto mo na siya, ano ang government requirements? Meron ding government requirements yan. Okay? So katulad ng pagsisimula, kung wawakasan mo na ang iyong negosyo, you still need government requirements. Okay? So let's start with startup requirements. So when you're starting up a business, you have to make a decision. What type of business are you trying to put up? How many owners are there? So basically, the type of business will depend on the number of owners. Kung isa lang ang may-ari ng negosyo, that is what you call a sole proprietorship. Or sometimes they call it single proprietorship because there's only one owner. Okay? So, ang requirement ng gobyerno, kapag isa lang ang may-ari ng isang negosyo, kailangan mong pumunta sa Department of Trade and Industry para kumuha ng tinatawag na business name. Ano ba magiging pangalan ng negosyo mo? So, mag-fill up ka ng form, 5 pangalan ang kailangang ibigay mo. Magkakaiba dapat siya. Bakit 5? Kasi it's possible na yung unang choice mo, yung first choice mo, meron ng may-ari ng pangalan na yan. So if that type of name is already existing, you cannot use it. It's against the law. Okay? So meron kang mababiolate na batas, especially on intellectual property rights. Okay? So trademark yan eh. So yung gusto mong brand o gusto mong pangalan, meron ng may-ari. Okay? So that's why kailangan na 5 ang choices. Kasi pwede yung first 3 choices mo. Hindi na pwede. So we go now to the 4th choice or to the 5th choice. Chances are, ma-aprubahan ka naman. One of the 5 that you've given as your preferred business names. Then you also have to go to the Bureau of Internal Revenue for your TIN number or tax identification number. Why? Kasi lahat ng negosyo kailangan magbayad ng buwis, okay? Or tax. Then you go to the munisipyo or the municipal hall or to the city hall if you are a city for the business permit. Another term for the business permit is mayor's permit, okay? Now, kailangan ka rin magpa-register sa SSS, Social Security System, because yung mga empleyado should be covered by SSS para kung sila ay magkasakit, ma-ospital, ma-aksidente, or mamatay, covered sila ng benefits. May makukuhang benepisyo ang empleyado at ang kanyang pamilya. Labag sa batas kapag hindi mo ni-register ang mga empleyado mo sa SSS. Okay? PhilHealth is optional and pag-ibig. Okay? Now, the other type of business, kung more than one ang owners, like for example, it is a partnership or a corporation. Okay? Ngayon, pwede na yung one-person corporation, meaning isang tao lang pero corporation siya. So, you have to go instead to, not to the DTI, but to the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, for business registration. Kailangan mo mag-submit ng Constitution and Bylaws of your business and articles of incorporation. Or kung partnership ka, articles of co-partnership. Okay? Then you go to the BIR. Again, sa SEC, doon ka rin kukuha ng pangalan. Magbibigay ka rin ng 5 pangalan na gusto mo. Okay? Kagaya ng ginawa ng isang sole proprietorship sa DTI. Then you also go to the Bureau of Internal Revenue for TIN number. For the business permit or the mayor's permit, you have to go to the city hall or to the municipal hall. Then again, SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. I repeat, PhilHealth and Pag-ibig are not mandatory but they are optional. SSS, however, is mandatory. Okay? Now, kung ang iyong negosyo, ang capitalization ay below 3 million, mababa sa 3 million ang inyong kapital. I notice all your projects have a capitalization of below 3 million. Therefore, most of you would be, or all of you would be, micro enterprises. So you will be covered by the BAMBI law, the Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Law. So what is a micro enterprise? By definition, it is a business that has less than 3 million capitalization. Yung puhunan mo, mababa sa 3 milyon. You have less than 10 employees. So the BIR has to issue a BAMBI certificate that certifying that you are a micro enterprise. So what does that entitle you? You will be entitled to tax holiday of 3 years. Ibig sabihin, you don't have to pay taxes for 3 consecutive years because you're a micro enterprise. So gusto kang tulungan ng gobyerno. Okay? Para makasurvive ka, kasi mabigat yung tax, right? Exempted ka rin from minimum wage law because you're a small enterprise. It's one of your privileges. You're also exempted from import duties and charges. Kapag nag-import ka ng mga kagamitan, materyales, exempted ka na sa importation duties. Okay, mabigat din siya. Okay? So makakagaan yan sa iyong negosyo. And finally, you have a flat fee business registration fee. Kasi normally kapag magtatayo ka ng isang enterprise, no, ang business permit mo ay naaayon sa iyong kapital. Like minsan ako nagtayo ng isang internet cafe sa Pasay, 450 ang aking puhunan. Ang aking business permit per assessment by the City Treasurer of Pasay is 35,000 pesos. Medyo mabigat yon. Pero sabi ko doon sa City Treasurer, ako po ay isang micro-enterprise. Ito po ang aking BAMBI certificate. Ay, ganun po ba? Pag ganyan po na meron kayong exemption, 1,000 pesos lang. Flat fee. Every year na magpaparenew ka ng license mo, 1,000 lang. Malaking katipiran yon instead of paying 35,000 in my case, right? So, it's very important that you put in your papers that you are a micro-enterprise. Now, if you are going to be covered by the Investments Priorities Plan by the Board of Investments, ano bang coverage nito? Ito yung mga negosyo na COVID-related ang kanilang negosyo. Gumagawa ng mga PPE, yan. O nag-i-import ng mga bakuna, okay? Or isa siyang clinic or mini hospital. So you are going to be part of the investment priorities plan. So you are exempted also. You have tax holidays also, okay? Urban decongestion. If your business has something to do with declogging the city with population, or you're involved in mass housing, manufacturing of industrial goods, agri, fishery products, halal and kosher food, yan, mga restaurants, okay? Agriculture, fishery, forestry, healthcare and disaster risk reduction management services, okay? Or you are also part of the strategic services, no, yung mga BPOs, alternative energy vehicles, industrial waste management, telecom, logistics, or you are doing an inclusive business model like agribusiness, tourism, MSME, you are part of the investment priorities plan, okay? And so many others. So, you have to choose. Gusto mo bang coverage mo ay IPP or BAMBI law? Pipili ka lang ng isa, hindi pwedeng pareho. Okay? Now, taxation is a going concern. Tandaan natin, kapag ikaw ay nakatayo na yung negosyo mo, every year magbabayad ka ng taxes. You are only exempted if you are a micro-enterprise with a BIR BAMBI certificate. Okay? Or you are given a certification by the Board of Investments as part of the Investment Priorities Plan. You're qualified for the benefits. May tax holiday na 5 years. Okay? Magaan siya sa bulsa. Okay? Hindi ka na magbabayad ng tax ng 5 taon. Okay? So, kung ikaw ay sole proprietorship, kung micro-enterprise ka, you're exempted. Okay? Pag sole proprietorship ka, your income is subject to individual income tax. If you're a partnership or corporation, you are subject to income and business taxation. All businesses are subject to VAT unless you are declaring yourself as non-VATable. Okay? Now, every year, you need to renew your business permit every January of each year. Okay? Then you have to pay the statutory benefits of your employees, which are PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, and of course, mandatorily, SSS. Okay? Now, paano kung gusto mo nang isara yung negosyo mo or ibenta mo siya or mag-liquidate na kayo, mag-ayawan na kayo, no? You want to dissolve the business. So, Kung gusto mo ibenta, ibenta mo siya at a profit or maybe at a loss, no? So you have first to close the books. Kailangan i-audit muna kayo, tapos saka nyo isasara ang libro. You have to settle all your obligations. And paano mo babayaran yung mga financial obligations mo? Sino yung unang mababayaran? The first na mababayaran ay mga empleyado. Susunod na babayaran ay ang gobyerno. Pangalawa, ang iyong mga pinagkakautangan, mga suppliers, okay, vendors, etc. And finally, kung may matira, residual amount, yan na lang ang paghahatian ng mga may-ari ng negosyo. Okay? So, kapag hindi kasya ang pera ng kumpanya, pwede kayong magbenta ng mga assets. Like, ibenta nyo yung mga equipment, ibenta nyo yung mga sasakyan, etc. Ang tawag dyan ay realization of assets, when you sell assets. Then finally, you have to report the closure of the business to government agencies such as the City Hall, the BIR, SEC, SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig para hindi na kayo sisingilin pa ng mga obligations nyo. Okay? So, here's pop question number 15. Why is it important for a new entrepreneur to know government procedures and statutory requirements of doing business in the Philippines? Explain your answer in 1 to 2 sentences only. Deadline for posting is June 2, okay? Which is Thursday. Bye!